And good morning, wonderful people. Thank you again for being with us today. Yes, and today is an exciting day. Spring is in the air. Spring is here. It's already here. And we're looking forward to spring fever. Oh, spring fever. Oh, what a time. What a time. The birds and the bees and the buttercup, the crocuses, the honeysuckles, the bloom, the cherry blossom. And there's certain parts of the country is already, they have experienced their bringing out days. They experienced those days when no longer talking about the hibernation and lockdown and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Yes, we tend to sometimes pay more attention to our discouraging disparity than we do with the blessings of the goodness in life. But today, I just want to come back again with you because we've been doing this program about desire to excel. And desire to excel usually just a little talk, not the copycat on somebody about the round table and the color table, all this stuff. But we just want to talk about some issues and talk about situations that's been going on that I say that involves all of us. Yes, involves all of us, because sometimes we just put things in a different perspective, put things in different orders or different categories, and then sometimes we just turn our heads, don't want to be bothered. Well, that doesn't involve me and all this stuff. But we are now into this transition of trying to get our life back together after the 2 years of this pandemic. Wow, come out of nowhere. Yes, it did come from somewhere. Yes, it did. But then it come to do us harm. A lot of people are not here today that was here 2 years ago, even though, let's say life go on, and life is a journey. There are people that's going to go anyway, that's transition, but sometimes we look at the place where I do believe that some of the people that will transition that should still be here, in other words, because of the knowledge and this wasn't prepared for all of this stuff going on, didn't understand what was going on, and a lot of things happened, misinformation, confusion all around. No one want to understand what's going on. We don't want to do this, don't want to do that, don't want to get close quarters, don't want to stay in the house, don't want to wear the mask, don't want to do this, don't want to all this, but then the consequences. And speaking of consequences, we did a program just recently, and we talked about legacy, leaving a legacy. And sometimes now, more and more people are talking about legacy, about their children, and generations down the road. And now it's like, this is something that we should have been doing a long time ago. But then there's a reason why. There's always an excuse why you didn't want to set up your 401k, you didn't have enough money. And then when we had money, what did we do? Splurge. So we're not here to condemn, criticize, and we sure can't be talking about being judgmental, because I think I spent some crazy money and didn't have to spend, just like a lot of other people. So anyway, what we're talking about now is that I do agree, and I do go along with the process of legacy. What are you going to be known for? What will people talk about you a long time down the road there? Will they say, oh, he was a good guy? Did they say, oh, well, he put something back for his children? Or did they say, what, he contributed something to society? Did he contribute something to the well-being of the masses, the well-being of society? What contribution are you making as your legacy? And then we look at that. And the first message we did was concerning with St. Patrick's Day. And, it had a little controversy about that. Well, why we'll put a picture of corned beef and cabbage and talk about driving out the snakes. Well, at the time, I couldn't really explain because you know how you do messages, they're short, and you can only say but so much in a message. And to explain to this, it's like, well, St. Patrick, which his name was just Patrick did, but he wasn't a saint. So after the Catholicism brought him into the sainthood. Well, that's their thing. All right, I have nothing to do with it. But anyway, but Patrick went through a lot of different things because he was in the process of getting his life together at a young age after being captured by the Druids, which in Ireland, and he made his confession to the gospel, to Jesus Christ, more or less to say. And he held on to that confession. He held on to his faith, and he believed in his faith. So therefore, he was sold into slavery, that is. And because of his faith, because of his prayer life, his dreams, and his connection with his spiritual being, his spiritual life there, told him that he was going to be freed. And sure enough, he set out to escape from this captivity, escape from slavery. And we put a message about that, about getting out of slavery. But a lot of people that saw the message talking about, oh, escape from slavery, they didn't understand that escape from slavery could be a lot of things that hold you down and hold you back. And that's where today we just want to bring it to our forefront, and just to be aware that slavery is just not about somebody holding a gun on you, but chains around your arm, chains around your leg, around your neck, and beating you to death half the time, making you go out there and work and do a lot of crazy things, dig ditches and they'll get paid for it. They'll take care of you, give you a bowl of soup or something as your meal, tell you what to do, how to do, when to do it, and all this stuff. Slavery could be a situation. And this is why we will come today, just to try to clarify some things, to let you understand that when we do our messages, we just ask that you really listen to the messenger, listen to what is going on, listen to what is said, so that, you know what I mean, one of those days, one of those situations, and that you would get the view, to get the gist of what is being talked about. And when we see a dish, something like that, an emoji, a GIF, something, an avatar, we can understand that, oh, okay, that they're going down this direction. So let's do that. Let's do that. So when we brought up the point about him escaping from slavery, we were talking about he had the determination that I have the faith to believe that I'm not going to be a slave for long. I have the faith to believe that my faith, my belief in who I believe in, is going to get me up out of this situation. And that's where today we come to have that thought, that same type of a mindset, that if you have the faith to believe, if you have a desire to change the way you live, to change your situation, yes, sometimes we know that addictions and all that stuff that can come about, the pleasure of life, the, how you say, lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life can bring you down to a level and bring you down to a place where you can hit rock bottom. That's it. You don't have to be out there say, well, I'm a slave to drugs, I'm a slave to alcohol, I'm a slave to this, I'm a slave to that. Sometimes it's just our attitude, our disposition, our character, our behavior can make us a slave. Make us a slave to negativity. And that's what it is. You can also be a slave to righteousness. What is right? I'm going to continue to do what's right. Irregardless of what you say, I'm going to believe in positiveness. You can be a slave to positive things. A slave to love. All right? Love slave all day long. But what type of slavery are you going to do? Is it going to be slavery, or is this going to be a bounce back and forth, in and out, an up and down type thing. So this is why we come today, just to, just talk about these things and share them with you, and want to know what you think, what your feelings about slavery. Even though we might have ideas about slavery, and this also listed in our scripture and our lifestyle and everything we do, but are you in that position where you can, like, say everything that happens is because of how you want it to happen? Are you in that relationship type situation whereas it has to be done your way, and everything that has to be done, what I say go? Then you are really a slave to a certain situation, certain type of lifestyle, and that the person that you are commanding and demanding and holding life to, they're becoming your slave. They are becoming your slave. You're then a slave master. You are a slave, handing down ideas and suggestions and characters and all that stuff and commands to somebody to control them. Then you become a slave master also, and then they become your slave. Then it's a hand-me-down thing. Down, 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 down. So this is why we want to take a look at our life, look at our situation, look at what we are, where we are, and who we are at all times. And then one of the things too about slavery and getting out of slavery and departing from slavery and departing from a lot of the stuff that holds us down and put us down and keep us in a certain position is that we think. We have to have a mindset. And that's one of the things that we do in our work on addiction. Change your mindset. Oh, well, there's another part of slavery that we go through. It's like when you go to a meeting, no disrespect to meetings and everything like that. It's like, oh, my name is Michael. I've been free, not free, but, I've been clean. Okay. Well, I'm in recovery. Okay. But how many times have you heard the word heal? I've been healed. I've been healed for 20 years. I've been healed for 5 days. Claim your healing. And this is another thing that we do in our messages towards addictions. And our message even towards pornography and lust and those things that hold us down and put us down. We can grab a hold to negativity thing, and it's like it won't turn us loose. We become a slave to it. So it doesn't always have to be about drugs and alcohol and that kind of stuff. It doesn't always have to be that way. But anything that will keep you captive, anything that will control you, anything that even be demand of you, anything that demands of you, and for whether it be for your good, for a destruction, you become a slave to it. And let's hope that when you become a slave, if you want to become a slave, if you notice that you are being slave to good, then stay good. If you notice that you've been a slave, been conditioned to bad things, evil things, as I say, try to get a change in your life. Then you understand and know the value of the good. And that's why we come today, just to bring this to you, to let you know that when we put up these messages, please, by all means, listen to the message, and then listen with an intention of understanding. Understanding. And this is why so many times we have a bad relationships, bad situations, bad this and bad that, bad marriages, because we don't really pay attention to where, who, and what, and why even. Just like we always say before, that most relationships start off with good sex. Ooh, wow. Did I say sex? Oh, we can't talk about sex. But why not? Everybody doing it. Why are you jumping on certain cultures or certain this and certain people about what they're doing when 90%, it's 70% of the children born out of having sex? How about 95%? But I'm talking about the having sex is like having the condition of sex. How about love? How about compassion? How about intimacy? How about caring? How about respect? How about just want to be there for somebody, for each other? Given that condition of I'm here for you. Not just like, oh, I just want to release my frustration, my hormones, my fluids, or whatever. And that's what generally does. We know that human beings have a certain characteristic, a certain character more than animals. Animals are in the season. Humans are not in season. Humans can get in season because we have so many places on our bodies that touch the wrong places. The eyes see things that we shouldn't be seeing. Our minds start to wander and hormones and frustrations and all this stuff come about. And it's reality. So let's face it, people, please. Stop being, looking at other situations, trying to compare yourself with animals when we are humans. We are from a source of mighty. We are from a source of love, from a source of divine principles and purpose, not only for procreation, but how about for comfort? How about for satisfaction? How about just for love? How about that? And so let's keep it in that perspective. But then here come that unnatural, unholy, out of control desires, which is called lust. And we try to bring that to you in some of our messages. And we let it be known. For one thing, I can almost say, I bet you, I bet you that very few people know that lust came out of heaven. What? Yeah. And we're going to explain to you. Satan, or Lucifer, son of the morning. He had wings and music that coming out of his wings, and his voice was so melodious. Every morning he announced a new day. He had his own throne, his own kingdom. Come on, people. He was the joint of the new day. A new blessing, a new beginning. That's what it said, a new beginning in the sunrise. He announced it. And now they have a rooster crowing in the morning that you know it's a new day. But anyway, never mind all that. But still, with Satan, Lucifer, he decided he wanted to raise his throne above the throne of God. That's lust. I have what I have. It is a great thing that I have, but I want more. I want more. He lusted after the Most High God's position. That's lust. Nobody want to talk about it. Well, talk about it, people. And then when you talk about these things, then maybe some people will say, like, you know what? I don't want to follow that dude because he's a loser. He's a loser. He had his chance. He had his position. It's just like working for a Fortune 500 company that's very, very, very successful. You are now one of the vice presidents of that company. You get salaries, you get bonuses, you get this, you get that. But guess what? Your position, you want to be the CEO. You know that the CEO is the one that organized the organization from the jump street. He's the one that started the place, started the situation. Not being, elected into that office, but he is the office. He is the man. He is the person. Or she is the person. You know what I mean? So therefore, why would you want to be in control of the whole thing when all you have to do is work with the CEO, get your little money, say whatever you have to get or whatever you're doing, be of value to the company. And that's what Lucifer was doing, being of value. because he was a beautiful cherub. He was a beautiful little angel. He probably still is beautiful. That it is. But look, if he's now, you can see him in a real eyesight. He's like a model, a statue of gold. I'm just saying this out of my feelings and my sight, right? This is how I look at him. Because now his home, his bed is a dung heap, and it's covered in his maggots. He was thrown down to earth by the side of the pits. Side of the pit. He never went into hell, the pit of hell. He never went into hell. But he hear and he see the moaning and the groaning. He knows about what's in store for his future forever and ever and ever. He knows it. This is why he's raising so much hell to get people to follow him, to be influenced by him to do wrong things. And that's why we come today, and just let you give it an understanding. When you be doing wrong, having that attitude, having that disposition, having that behavior problem or issue, they call it nowadays mental illness. The same mental illness today is the same thing that people had back in the Bible days. They had issues, and they were spoken to. This is why we do so much to try to get into the mind of people, to help them to change that mindset, try to help each other to build up the character and the nature, and to be their mind to come into a place of fulfillment, the place of joy, place of peace, the place of happiness, that is, place of prosperity, place of doing things that are correct. All these things will come about when you do what is right, doing good things. What are you doing with your life today? Are you being able to put aside something for the future? Not say something intangible way, but what are you doing in your life? As they say, we're going to be responsible for every careless word that we say. And what have you done for the kingdom? What are you doing for your life? What are you doing for your family? What are you doing for yourself? Where is your salvation? Where is your life? Where is your life headed to? Think about these things. Look in that mirror and the spirit of your life. And this is why today we come. Desire to excel. There's a message, there's a little talk. We'll talk about it, okay? And hit me up. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about these things. We can talk. And we want to be able to talk in a live setting in the future so that you can click on. I'm thinking about doing it every Wednesday. Wednesday sounds like a good day, early in the morning type thing, about this time. I'm on Eastern Standard Time right now. And it is, what? Looking at the clock, 8:40. Well, we start around a little about 8 o'clock. All right? Let's do this next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. I'm going to try to do a live stream so that, you could be on. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Let somebody know that we're on. But then catch us on our regular programs here and there. Come to this other channel and check us out. Let us know what you feel. We're on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Okay? And what other program or platform that we can get on because we need to talk about these things. We need these messages. Too many people are being destroyed. Too many people are hurt. Too many people are being, in that place. They feel that they are no good. They feel that they're not worthy. They feel that they're not enough. But you are. You're more than a conqueror. Your greatness on the inside. You feel like you're not qualified, But you are qualified. Just got to be brought out. Too many times we have been taught these things. Let us get together and edify and build up each other. This is what we do. Okay? So with that in mind, wonderful people, I just want to thank you for being with us today. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And have a blessing and a blessed day, the rest of the day. And then don't let the spring fever get you in a place to be like, oh, the birds and the bees, and we're going to make this, and a new life is coming up, man. And come on. Come on. The animals have new life because they did something, because that's how they supposed to do it. Usually they have births in the springtime, mostly. But then there are times when they have births at any old time, just like human beings, any old time. So therefore, but they're more structured. Our life is not structured like that. Think about that too. Okay? And then what the hell the birds and bees got to do with having a baby? Anyway, that's another story for another time. Think about it. But anyway, happy springtime to you. And then blessing. Think about legacy. Think about departing from or escaping from prison or escaping from slavery. Don't let nothing enslave you except for something that is good and valuable. Good and valuable on the same breath, that is. Okay? Because if it's good, it is valuable. Not the value of the dark side. Because that's not valuable. It's like, out of here. Okay? Think about those things. With that in mind, bless you, bless you, bless you. Okay then.